Hi everyone. So I've gotten a few questions about how to help students that can segment or say each sound individually, but then struggle when it comes to blending or combining those sounds to produce a word. And when students struggle from moving from segmenting to blending, I usually use a continuous blending to help them with that. So our students may struggle with connecting sounds to create a word either because they don't understand what's being asked, or they may struggle holding those individual speech sounds in their phonological memory. And by explicitly teaching continuous blending, we can help the students understand the role of connecting those speech sounds to produce a word and to begin to hold those sounds in their memory as they are decoding words. So there's a few different ways in which you can build this skill of continuous blending. And first, you can work on words orally by blending sounds within your phonological awareness tasks. So without placing any letters in front of your students, you would model continuous blending by stretching out the sounds of a word without stopping and then saying it fast. So for example, you could say sat, sat. And you could do things with that, do tasks like that with your students, right? Chess, chess. When you have students that are ready to move to connecting our speech sounds to print, you can have them focus on holding those continuous sounds, those sounds that can be held for as long as you want to. And when we do this, we want to first explicitly connect the sound to the letter, but once you've done that, you want to give them some kind of a cue to help them hold the sound. So I tell my kids, you're going to hold the sound as long as my finger's under the sound, and I make it into like a little game. So we say, okay, and then there are sounds that are not continuous sounds. We have sounds that are stop sounds or that are clip sounds, and we want the students to understand that as well, that those are sounds that we need to make sure that we stop when we see those. And so for those, I'm just going to tap under. P, t, d. Okay. So once the students have an idea of continuous sounds and stop sounds, then what we can do is we can move to continuous blending. And when we have continuous blending and you're having students sound out words, what you can do, you're going to want to cover up the letters that come after the vowel. And what you're going to do is you're going to continuously stretch out the sounds between these two without stopping. And it's easiest to start with continuous sounds at the beginning when you first do this, okay? So you would say sa, sa. And then from here, what we can do is we can start to add final sounds. Sat, sad, sam, okay? And we can work on that continuous blending. It's almost like stretching it out or singing it out, and then we would say it fast. If you have students, and the continuous blending is best to use when you're working with closed syllables. All right, so if you have your vowel with a consonant behind it, like it, if you do CVC words or CCVC words, you can work on that with your short vowel sounds and your digraphs as well. So this digraph is a stop sound at the beginning, right? But you can still do it as continuous blending. So the way I have my students do this, excuse me, is you can have them say each of the individual sounds. So they're segmenting, ch, s, t. And now we're going to continuously blend. We're going to start here because it's a stop sound, and we're just going to blend into the next one. Chest, chest, chest. Okay, so those are just a few quick quick little tips on how you can work continuous blending into your lessons. If you have students that are really struggling with that, if they're either dropping sounds or they will say each individual sound but then are not yet blending them together, continuous blending is a really good strategy to use with them to get them to understand that concept. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'd be happy to chat some more with you guys. All right, thanks for tuning in.